So happy Wednesday, everybody. Thanks for joining us. We feel like Wednesdays are, it's the middle of the week. We could all use a little boost from our friends, and we thought this time is a good time to have coffee and chit chat. And I say that, and I don't even have my coffee. Maybe I can text someone in my household to bring me some. But if you're joining us on Zoom, feel free to chat in the chat box, and reciprocally, we will try to keep an eye on Facebook as well. We've got eyes all over this morning. So.
Yeah, I'm going to actually bring up my Facebook so I can see the questions, because I love questions, you guys. So ask away, because right now I'm all in hair mode. So I can't.
So last week, let us know if you joined us. We did part 1 on this Spring into Summer with Healthy Hair series. And our goal, obviously, we are a cosmetic brand, and but one of the biggest benefits of that is that we're one division of a larger product brokerage company. And as such, we have access to other beauty products, professional quality, high-end exclusive products that you can't get anywhere else. At a wholesale cost when we work with the company. And they're best in class products. And of course, skincare, hair care, personal care, anti-aging, all ties in with cosmetics. So we thought that it'd be fun to offer some different, shorter sort of interactive educational series on some of the other products that maybe you're not aware of that Motives has access to. So I brought some of my goodies down this morning, and I thought I'm just going to kind of casually go through the product line we're focusing on today is Royal Spa. Last week, we focused mainly on Fix. We probably digress and talk about some other stuff too. But our Fix line is more like a solutions-oriented line. Lee working in the industry for a long time, but owning your own salon, I know that you shared how you would use that on your clients during their service, but also for them to use at home. So you had some great tips on not even just product, but how to style and things like that. So if you missed part 1, it's okay. You can view it as a video on this Facebook page if you go to the previous videos, as well as on our YouTube channel, on Motives YouTube. In fact, I encourage everyone to go to our YouTube channel because we have lots of incredible playlists full of things that you may not realize are at your fingertips. So having said that, so we're kind of switching. Lee kind of led up last week with Fix, and I'm going to lead up this week with Royal Spa, but because she's the industry expert, I just asked her to chime in on any of the, the ingredients or the science. And like she said, the main part is we'd love to answer your questions as well. So I guess let us know in the chat if you've tried any of the Royal Spa products. They had a little facelift recently. I don't know if you can see the new logo, but you can see, I wanted to show you in person, the bottles are large, right? They're quite big. And I'm going to go through what I personally use, and then I live in a household with 4 other people. So I'm going to tell you about, well, it's hard. My husband shaves his whole head. So it's like what my family uses, but really just my kids because my husband doesn't use it.
But the Royal Spa, they have multiple uses. So as you go through the products, I'm going to share, what other uses you can use them for. But if you guys want to say in the comments too, I'm just curious on your hair type, if it's fine, if it's coarse, if it's curly, if it's wavy, if it's straight. I want to kind of know what you guys think your hair type is as we go along.
Yeah, we were chatting last week how I have a lot of volume and body to my hair, but I do have at least I'm told my hair is more fine, the texture. So I have a lot of the fine hair, I guess. And I've noticed a huge difference in using these products with my hair health and styling. And we were teasing last week how, I think when you have hair that's a little high maintenance, my mom had very fine straight hair and pretty thin, and I always had this big thick head of unruly hair. And so I guess it changes, right, as you age, because I had really thick hair as a kid, and it thinned out somewhat, but it still has a lot of body, which is nice. But
I personally found too that hormones, pregnancy, change hair a lot of times too.
Absolutely. And so there's hope for you. I remember after I had my first son, I was in the shower and it was just coming out in clumps. It was breaking. It was traumatizing, right? But because of, I don't want to say struggling with my hair, but I think finally by the time I went in high school, I learned like products are good. You need products to style your hair. And my sister and I always struggled with this. So I've always prioritized products that my stylist recommends because, I think most of us do that, right? So
Yeah.
I would go and get my hair done. And I was sharing with Lee how I've spent money on every professional quality hair care out there because, I want to have nice, healthy hair, and I want to be able to style it and appreciate it and embrace it. I used to always brush it out and straighten it. And then as I've gotten older, I'm just like, we should just work with what our mama gave us and try to figure it out. So anyway, having said all that, I always go back to our products because I have access to them at a discount, but I think I always felt like I had a fear of missing out, right? Like, well, there's got to be something else out there. Like, maybe the salon knows better. And so having said that, I've tried all kinds of stuff. And honestly, these products they are the best solutions and results that I've ever personally experienced. Not that there's not other good stuff out there. I've gotten results from other things, but these just surpass that. And so I'm just excited to share with you because I think we overlook that, especially as business owners, when we get very focused on, maybe we're just focused on skincare or cosmetics. And so we're not really embracing other things. But as a business owner, it makes sense for us to be able to get a high quality product at a discount, but it all fuels our marketing plan and it helps us accelerate our payout, which is nice. And also this is more consumable. If you buy a really high quality eyeshadow palette, when do you need to reorder that, So it makes a lot of business sense too. But anyway, so the first product I'll kind of start with is one of our newer products, which is a Scalp Revival Scrub. I don't know if it's it doesn't really matter, but it's in a squeezy tube. And I use this a lot, as does mainly my son, because he's 12. Yes. He just turned 12 and he doesn't like to shower. It's like a painful request, And so every time that he does, maybe a few times a week when I get him in there, I'm like, use that scalp scrub, and just like, because I'll go kiss his head and I'm like, oh, you need to wash your hair. Look at Lee's like, I know.
Well, do you know what happens is like as they start to go through puberty, they start to produce more oil.
Okay.
And I find, especially because I have all boys, they don't like really when they use shampoo, they don't really like scrub good. They just sort of like just put it in there or even if they do that. So I mean they have to sort of transition. I've been doing the same thing with my kids. I'm like, hey, you know what? Use this every couple times you shampoo or every few times you shampoo because you need help kind of getting that stuff off your scalp.
Yeah, exactly. And I've noticed a difference, and he likes it too, because we also have, I used to have him using this Ultra 3, which is a shampoo and conditioner in one, and I'll circle back to that in a minute, but and he'll still use this sometimes, but I felt like what I love about this scalp scrub is that it deep cleans your scalp, right? And it'll exfoliate, so it gets rid of the buildup. But it also turns into like this wonderful foaming kind of shampoo. So it's sort of like a 2-in-1 product. And you shared last week, which made a lot of sense to me, about how when you have oily skin, sometimes is when you need to exfoliate, but you're also sometimes lacking moisture in your scalp, and you can overwash too. So if you feel like you have really oily scalp, I don't know if you want to elaborate on that, but I thought that was a good tip you shared.
Yeah, I mean, and like think about it, like we exfoliate our face, we exfoliate our body, we exfoliate everything else, but people don't really think about exfoliating their scalp. And I just personally believe that a healthy scalp is going to equal healthy hair. I mean, it just makes sense, right? So if you think of like what sebum and oil is, that's actually coming out of your hair follicle. I mean, it's going to get stuck in the dead skin cells on your scalp and kind of turn into kind of a mess there. So especially like if you are using sulfate-free products, they just don't really suds up as well too. So it's kind of hard. You got to work a little bit more with your hands to really clean your scalp. So just by incorporating this, I mean, you can just feel the difference when you do use it. Like it just feels like fresh and clean. I don't even know how to explain it. But what I really like about this one is it's a specific type of salt granule, and that salt granule doesn't really dissolve very fast. So you're going to get sort of that exfoliation from the salt. And because it doesn't dissolve very fast, it's not going to fade your hair as fast as if you use certain other products where, not all those salts are created equal. And so I do like it too, because it kind of like is going to purify the rest of the hair too. So it's not only for the scalp, but it's going to sort of help cleanse the rest of your hair really good as well. So, depending on how often you shampoo, I would really incorporate this at least every third shampoo. Unless you shampoo less often, then maybe every other shampoo. But yeah, awesome product for men and women and teenagers and kids. So really,
I totally love it. And I've learned also that washing your hair, shampooing twice is a good thing, which again, we may know that about your face, where we wash our skin once to get rid of, the makeup and the dirt and grime, and then wash it a second time to sort of treat your face. And so when one of my stylists recommended me to wash my hair twice, I was like, oh, well, that makes sense, because I tell people that with skincare. So a lot of times what I'll do if I'm using this product is I'll first wash it with the Ultra 3 shampoo, or we have two options of shampoo, or the Chamomile shampoo. So last night I was in the yard working all day, and we have this big huge patio, and I weeded the whole thing, and I was just like feeling my allergies were acting up. It was super windy, so the dirt I was sweeping dirt and it kept blowing, and I just felt grimy. So when I took a shower, I was like in the mood to really do a lot of exfoliation and extra cleaning. And so that's when I tend to use the Chamomile shampoo, because it's more of a clarifying shampoo, right?
Yep.
And then so regardless of the shampoo, then I'll use the scalp scrub after that to really get in and do, the exfoliation side of things. So,
right. And the thing about the scalp scrub too is it's going to help normalize the scalp so that it is more of a normal environment and maybe won't produce quite as much oil as, it does normally. So, if you have oily scalp, definitely try it. But also if you have dry scalp, because it's going to help remove some of those dead skin cells that you have a dry scalp, you usually kind of see some of that on your clothes or whatever, and that's dry scalp. So help exfoliate that. And then when you're using some of the shampoos we're going to talk about, that can moisturize your scalp and kind of help penetrate, make it a better environment too.
Now, would you recommend doing it in that order, like shampoo and then scalp scrub, or should I be doing the scalp scrub first and then the shampoo, or doesn't it matter?
I actually like to do the scalp scrub first and then shampoo, but again, like it depends. Like
moisturizing you were just talking about.
Exactly. If you're
I learned something too.
Well, if you're using a conditioner, that's going to also help moisturize. So I just feel like I get it cleaner that way. So I think it comes down to preference too. I don't think that it's going to make a huge difference on the order.
Right.
And you don't even have to necessarily shampoo your hair. Like, if you shampoo your hair every day, or, if you're a guy, you can just use the scalp scrub, because it does really cleanse the hair good, and skip the shampoo. But if you're like me and you only wash your hair like once or twice a week, I almost have to like shampoo and use scalp scrub, because my hair's really long too. I need to get all the way to the ends and just really cleanse well.
That's a good tip. Yeah, that's what I say to my son too, because I'm like, listen, if I just get him in the shower, that's a good thing. So I'm like, just use the one product, it's fine.
They don't want a lot of steps. I'll tell you.
But what I love about this chamomile shampoo is it has botanical extracts in it. So obviously the chamomile, but aloe vera, cherry bark, henna, and calendula. So it smells nice and refreshing. I do find that it enhances volume a lot, as does the scalp scrub. So if you just feel like your hair is getting weighed down and you're just looking to kind of refresh and give it a little bounce back, I find that those work really well for me, because my curls tend to get more defined. Like as my hair grows longer, by my scalp can be a little heavier, especially if, like right now, my roots are terrible. So when you have color treated hair, I find that the texture is different also. So then there's such a dramatic difference between your scalp and then the rest of your hair. So if you kind of need a little boost, I think that that's great.
And you know what? A lot of purifying shampoos or detoxifying shampoos, how they have different names on the market, can be really, really harsh on the hair. What I love about the chamomile shampoo is it's very gentle. So you can use it on color treated hair. It's also great for those teens that need a little extra help getting, some of that dirt, grime, oil out of their hair. But you're right. I mean, some of the products that people use, they're going to get built up on the hair. So it's really important to every once in a while use a good purifying shampoo. But this one is gentle enough where you can use it every day, depending on your hair type and what the situation is. So that's really hard to find. And that's why I absolutely love the chamomile shampoo.
Mm-hmm. And every now and then, like if I run out of bath, what is it called? Like bubble bath or for my toddler, my 3-year-old, this just foams up and I like the smell of it because of all the botanical extracts. So one time we ran out of her bubble bath and I was like, I'm just going to use this. And then I almost prefer it because it just smells so nice. And
same thing. So that, like when I said there's so many different uses, definitely you can put it in the bath and it does, it kind of smells good and it does suds up. So
it
perfect.
does. Yeah, and then the other option for shampoo we have is Ultra 3. And like I said, I mean, these are like there's a lot, I don't know how many ounces, 16 ounces, right? So, and the retail for these is $18.95. And my gosh, I mean, they last a long time, probably 4 to 6 months, depending on, you don't need a lot. These are concentrated. I don't know if you have a different perspective, or of course it depends. Someone like Lee that has that much hair is going to maybe not go through it faster because you're not washing as often, I guess.
Yeah, I mean they are like professional quality. I had all these products in my salon, so they are a little bit more concentrated. This one suds up really nice though, so yeah, you don't need a lot. I always teach everybody to emulsify everything in your hands, especially shampoo, before you start working it into the hair because you're going to use a lot less that way too. I find most people overuse product, which isn't going to hurt anything. You're just using way more than you need to.
Right. Yeah. It's just kind of wasteful, right?
Yeah.
Now the Ultra 3 is sort of designed for chemically treated hair or color treated hair. So it cleans, conditions, and detangles, which again, I notice when I like my hair lighter, but it definitely is drier. The texture is drier and it's more damaged, even though I use all the right things. So this is great for that. I find that I still need a conditioner, even though some people, this is fine to be a shampoo and conditioner in one. But it also is great with odors. So cigarette smoke or other unpleasant odors. We live on a little farm and we do a lot of bonfires, and then that fire smell will get stuck in, like I'll shower and it's still like sometimes lingers in your hair. So I love this for that sort of occasion as well.
Yeah, and even sometimes when you get certain chemical treatments, on your hair, you'll sometimes have that smell for a while. It works great to remove that. So you're right, any kind of like odor, anything, but again, it's still gentle enough to use on even bleached or high lift colors that are used on the hair.
Yeah, and it's being as it's kind of for color treated hair, it's also going to protect the color longer, I would assume, and not strip the color as soon.
Yeah, and then I think it has like vitamins A, E, and panthenol, which is a provitamin B5 in it too. So even though it's a shampoo, it is going to be moisturizing to the hair. So it's a good product. And that one actually works as a bubble bath too. I've also used that as a bubble bath.
Yeah, I wash my dogs with this.
Yeah.
Because I like the smell. So does the chamomile. They both lather up really nicely, but these you can tell just usually when it's pearly. So is there a difference in the hair industry, like between clear and pearly as far as texture goes, or?
I mean, not necessarily, but I mean, I do advise people to kind of switch back and forth sometimes between different shampoos. So this would be a great pair to kind of go back and forth. Like, okay, use the Ultra 3 shampoo, and then every once in a while use the chamomile shampoo just to get kind of that purifying effect to the hair.
Yeah, that's totally what we do. And then I love, like specifically with the chamomile, if you're doing more of the purifying, I feel like I need the intense moisture after that. And this tri-protein conditioner is amazing. Like, it's really, really nice. Let me see. I have some notes on it. I don't know if there's anything standing out to you, but you know, just from our bullet points on, if you go on the website, it conditions and softens hair, fights flyaway hair and frizz, deep penetrating conditioner, relaxes stressed hair. Your hair could be stressed, right?
Yeah.
But it's very luxurious. It feels really nice. I like to put it on and then I'll comb my hair when in the shower with like a wide tooth comb. It just does a great, great job.
And it's not like really heavy, so it's not going to weigh down the hair. It'll help with flyaways, it'll help condition, but it's not going to weigh the hair down. So even though it's kind of a deep conditioner, again, you can actually use this daily or every time you shampoo. It's not gonna like build up on your hair and like weigh your hair down a lot. So I like that, and it's not like really thick either. Like it's just got a nice consistency to it. So this is a great conditioner for even guys who just want, like, if they've got a little bit coarser hair, they need a little bit more conditioner than someone with more fine hair. So they could definitely use this one on, you know, themselves too.
Yeah. And so that's it for like washing and conditioning your hair. And then we have 2 products for styling, and I love these. Again, I've tried everything and I always come back to them. Specifically, I love this Awapui gel mousse, but I use both the gel and the mousse. And so I'll just say what I do and how my perspective is, and you can chime in from the expert standpoint. But with the structured gel, when I get out of the shower, I usually comb my hair in the shower, and then I'll scrunch in the gel and towel dry. And then I'll blow dry my hair with a diffuser, and then I'll scrunch in when I'm kind of almost done blow drying and I'm ready to kind of like leave it be. Then I'll put in the Awapui gel mousse, and this smells so amazing. I don't know, everyone has a different, it's kind of sweet smelling, like watermelons and mangoes is kind of like but other people may have different analogies, or not analogies, but might be reminiscent of something else for them. But I love that when you pump it out, it is in like a gel, clear form, then it sort of foams and fluffs into a really nice, light, airy product. But it works really well to define curls, but without, you know, I've used so many products and so many, maybe even, I don't know if it's specifically with curlier hair, but it leaves it crunchy. It's so heavy and they're so thick. And then when it dries, it just doesn't feel nice. And so what I love about this Awapui mousse is it just really conditions, and it gives my hair a lot of like healthy, vibrant sort of look. And, you know, the scent doesn't hurt either. But then I just let it really defines the curls nice, and then I'll kind of let it air dry after that, or I might blow dry it a little bit more after putting some on. But really, that's all you need. And with the gel, like, I use just a little bit, maybe the size of like a quarter, if that, you know. You don't need a lot. And I have, like, right now my hair is pretty long. So a little bit goes a long way. And also I've learned, like, scrunching the mousse, like, I think we're used to doing on the bottoms, but I've gotten in the habit of also like the back of your head where it gets flat. I'll just try to make sure it's kind of all over, I guess. But
okay, so let me tell you about the structure hair gel. That stuff I
do it.
love. Okay, I'll tell you why I love it. First of all, it doesn't get like sticky or dry, where you know how your hair looks like crispy.
Yeah.
But it holds really well. And so I mean, I've used, being a hairstylist for 26 years, I've used everything. And my youngest son, both of my boys have amazing hair, but they don't really know what to do with it because it's coarse, it's wavy, it's just really hard for, you know, the average person to really deal with. And so I would actually use the structure hair gel in his hair, and my youngest head, and then I would start drying it with a brush. Really know what to do with it. And he wanted that kind of, you know, where it kind of went out and kind of went back. He was really into that. I would blow dry his hair like that. He would go to school and it would look the same when he came home.
Wow.
So it holds that well. But here's the other thing is it actually washes out really easily, because that's the other thing with some gels is they like even when you shampoo your hair, it's like you can still kind of feel it in the hair.
Yeah.
Especially because I mean, I would have a lot of male clients, and depending on what they were using, I would go to shampoo and I'd be like, oh my gosh, what are you using in your hair? Because you can almost like see like buildup on the hair too, and it's just really hard to get that out.
Okay.
So yeah, all you need is a little bit, but it holds. Even, I mean, he was running around at school at recess, like in humidity, you know, at sometime in the cold in the winter. I mean, and his hair would just be that way when he came back. So definitely good for getting volume, smoothing it. And then the Awapui gel mousse, I also love that it's a non-aerosol. So, you know, it's a little bit better for the environment. But yeah, when you pump it, it just kind of foams, you know, when it comes out. And so it's a little bit easier to apply. But it's also alcohol free. And so many mousses aren't alcohol free. And alcohol is going to dry out your hair a little bit faster. It's alcohol, right? What does alcohol do when you spray it? It dries really quickly. So, you know, this isn't going to do that. But it's also great for, you know, hair like yours where you have curl, but it is finer. So it's still going to be light enough that when you use it, it's going to define that curl, but it's not going to, again, be really heavy on the hair. So perfect product. And you can actually, like, I cocktail products a lot. So you can actually mix a little bit of the structure hair gel in with the Awapui mousse, depending on what kind of look you're getting. Or I've even mixed in the no frizz, the argan oil no frizz in the fix line in with either one of these products too. And you can just kind of mix it in your hands before you use it. And, you know, just to achieve different looks that way too. So lots of uses for these products. So Awapui gel mousse is great for, like you said, defining curl. It also is going to be good for like people with really fine hair that want that volume, but they don't want to have anything that's going to weigh it down and heavy on the hair.
Yeah, totally. And in looking at some of the notes, it says enrich with natural botanical extracts. But when I was talking about it smelling, I said mango, which does have mango, kiwi, aloe vera, passion fruit, whole wheat protein, and panthenol. So it does, that's, you know, why it smells so sweet, is it has all the.
And by having like the panthenol and, you know, the other things in it, again, it's going to actually be good to use it on your hair, not drying. It's going to actually help moisturize, even though it's a styling product. And then I'm just going to hold this up because we do have a flyer like this where it has our styling products on. And this is kind of nice because it tells you about each product and, you know, how to use it. So it's just a really good resource that we have.
Yeah, so if you do work with Motives Cosmetics and you're interested in trying the product for yourself or offering it to your customer base, that's a great resource on your back office that you have access to. Of course, on the website, any products you're interested in getting or even just reading more about, you can go to shop.com and look at, just type in Royal Spa and they'll all come up. And there's lots of information on the website. The third styling product that I don't have actually, I think it's probably my kid's bathroom, but it's a Hold and Shine hairspray. I don't personally use it very often. My daughter will use it a lot when she's, you know, in quarantine. She's doing like crimping, curling, like doing it. And so she's figuring it out. But anyway, so what I like about it is that it's not super, doesn't make your hair really dry or crunchy or anything like that. It's more of like a fine, when you're spraying it, fine kind of mist. Sometimes this spray, at least maybe, I don't know if it's just the one I have, but sometimes the spray nozzle, maybe because I don't use it very often, it can get like clogged, I guess, or maybe the product just dries, but you can just run it under warm water and it's fine. Or I've even just put the hairspray right in my hands and kind of like done this just as a finishing touch, but it's fast drying, which I like.
Right, and that's really typical of that type of product. Because of the hold in it, it can. If you don't use it regularly, it just sort of dries in there. So yeah, just running that nozzle under, or spray nozzle under hot water will help loosen that. But yeah, again, this is going to be your hairspray option. It is pumped, so it's not aerosol, which again is better for the environment. And you can layer it. So if you want a little bit of hold, use a little bit. If you want a little bit more hold, use a lot more. And of course, you know, hold it about, I don't know, 7 to 8 inches away from your head when spraying it. So it's not like all in one place. You want to do kind of a finer mist, but Again, great product, washes out of the hair easily, high quality. And, you know, and so like when you were talking about the quality of the products, when you really dig into the ingredients that are in all of our hair care products, I mean, it's amazing what is in there for the price that you do get them at. So, you know, definitely they've won me over, which I have to say is a little difficult just because I can get anything. You know, I've used everything. But these products, we have them all over my house. This is the only thing that we use for our hair care is the Royal Spa and the Fix.
And you know, some of you watching may be makeup artists that have a bridal business.
Yeah.
And I think that this is great for holding those updos, whether it's bridal or even just, you know, prom and homecoming dances and things like that.
Yeah,
or summer, you know, anytime, any place.
So we have a good comment on Facebook from Leslie. She said, my son used the hairspray to hold his longer locks for his band show look. He needed max hold, and 2 coats was perfect. He had the kind of that slick back look. So yeah, I mean, it's definitely great for that too. So thank you for sharing that, Leslie. I love to hear like how other people use it and testimonials, because, you know, and that's the thing, like when you start using these products, you know what they do by using them. So you can use them in all different ways and share that with each other, share that with everybody.
Yeah. All right, everyone. Well, we try to keep these kind of short and sweet, and thanks for joining us. And again, if you want to check out any more info, you can simply go to shop.com, type in Royal Spa, and they'll all come up. Or if you're a guest and you have a beauty advisor, you can certainly reach out to them and they can help answer any questions as well. But you can tag your friends in the comments. On Facebook if you think someone would benefit from the information, and Lee and I will make sure to go back and also answer questions that way as well.
Yeah, and we can even throw the link up to the Royal Spa products in the comments as well.
Yes.
Just so you can find them a little bit easier that way.
Yeah, a direct link to the landing page there for you.
Yeah. So. Well, thanks for joining us, everybody, and have a wonderful rest of your day.
Bye-bye. Thanks, Lee.
Bye.